Whoa. Before the video starts, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment in the section, let us know your thoughts of what's going on. Now back to your regular scheduled programming. Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I am Bryce Olden, hosting with Bryce Davis.
What's good?
Something that I've been meaning to do for a long time that I finally got out the way yesterday was I watched Donnie Darko. You ever seen that movie?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Dog.
I've never seen the whole thing. That's the one where the dude's like has like this weird relationship with death, right?
Yeah, or time travel.
Yeah.
Or there's like a bunny who's kind of like telling him what it's up there with this movie called The Wave.
I haven't seen that one.
All right, if you get a chance to watch The Wave on Prime Video, watch it.
Okay.
It got Justin Long. You know Justin Long?
Yeah.
I watched it and I still don't know what happened.
Facts.
I'm not sure what the plot was. Like I googled. I even after watching it, you know, a movie is confusing when like after we watched the movie, you went to read what the movie was about.
Right, yeah.
Like, what did I just like?
Yes.
What happened during this movie that I just saw? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I still don't
understand.
Yeah,
Still don't understand.
That's what watching Donnie Darko was like. It was just confusing, but you know, it's a cult classic.
Yeah, cult classic. I know people love it. That rabbit is very iconic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a music video that was made like with its visuals. I think.
Really?
I think from the soundtrack. I don't remember what was the song off that
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
So the soundtrack is fire.
Yeah, I know the soundtrack like slapped.
It's first off, it was the movie takes place in the 80s, so it's mostly a lot of big 80s songs.
Yeah.
But the breakout song from it was Mad World.
That's right.
All around me.
That's right.
Yeah. Which is if anybody don't know, it's a cover of a Tears for Fear song.
Yep.
Mad World.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Tears for Fear actually had a song in the movie as well, Head Over Heels. But Mad World's the big. That was the breakout.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, Mad World was like the song of that soundtrack.
Yeah. And the thing about the whole bunny thing, he's barely in it.
No, he only shows up in like 4 or 5 scenes, something like that.
Like he's there early, and then
there's a movie theater where he's like in there, right?
You know what? The movie theater scene, because that's like one of the like stills I've seen.
Yeah.
I didn't see him in that thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it was just on the promotional.
Oh, it was on the promotional
post.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But he's barely
in it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what happened. I watched it and I'm still confused. So, but yeah, I got that out the way though.
Yeah, fair enough. That was like me getting my Christopher Nolan like getting Memento and stuff out the way. That was like in college.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, let me go ahead and get these out the way real quick.
That's another trippy one.
Yeah, Memento is still one of those ones where it's like I'm not sure what happened.
I told you I watched it the normal way, and then blessed this great soul who put it in chronological order.
Really?
On YouTube. It's probably taken down now.
Yeah.
This is like 2013, 14.
Oh yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
So I watched it in chronological order, which makes way more sense.
Got you.
Like, you're like, oh, okay, this movie makes sense now. Oh, yeah. I've never done a director kick, like just.
It's actually kind of nice to do because you get to get the movies that like don't matter out the way. Where it's like, oh, you haven't seen this movie? It's like, no, I have. It's not worth it already. Thank you.
I've only ever in my life done franchise kicks. Okay, I'm gonna just knock this whole franchise out.
It's like Godfather and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that in real time, but not in real time. I wasn't born in the 70s, but like I've seen it just naturally.
Gotcha.
Right? But like the Predator movies.
Okay, yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm watching all of them. And I did. I've only done one actor.
Like watching all their movies.
Yeah, it was fun too. I did it in college. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really? Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah,
bro. His 80s movie easy.
Yeah,
he just kicking.
Yeah, Total Recall, easy.
That's actually one of the more like there's actual like things happening.
Yeah.
Other movies like Commando.
Yeah, facts.
He just kicking ass.
Facts.
It is just one pun after another. Especially Commando. My favorite one is early in the movie he told this dude Sully,
"We were gonna kill him last."
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you last. And then he's hanging up. He's just like, "Remember I told you I'm gonna kill you last?" He's like, "Yeah, you did." I lied.
Yes.
And then obviously everybody knows the classic. He fight the dude in the steam thing.
Yeah.
He throws the steam, kills him. And he said, "Let off some steam."
Yeah. Yeah. He was the best at that.
Bro, I was like, all right, dog, we overdoing it. And I think he was just building himself up.
Yeah.
So when when Batman Forever came,
Facts.
he was ready.
It was
because he was
rattling them off.
Arnold. You was wilding with Batman Forever. He know he was wilding.
Yeah,
he was all right, bro.
Yeah.
How many? That had to be in his contract.
It had to be. I gotta have some puns in this.
How
joint.
many ice puns can I get off in a
Yeah.
couple of hours? You know what I mean?
In a 5-minute scene.
Yeah.
I need like 10 puns.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
like the scenes aren't that long.
Yeah, dog. The Iceman cometh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what killed
the dinosaurs?
The
Ice Age. That's like his first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, like in the first scene. Yeah. It's like, all right, bro. All right, we get it. Okay. But I did do, I think a couple years ago, Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
But he
did the
actually
Cobra?
got movies though.
True.
So like, you're not gonna just, first of all, Arnold did more one-offs.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have, outside of Terminator, he doesn't really have too many franchises.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Sylvester got
Rocky
and Rambo.
Yep.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot right there already. Yeah. And then you got the one-offs.
You got the one-offs. The one-offs are better. Not better, but like they're easier.
Yeah.
I'll say if you're gonna do some one-offs, watch Cobra.
That's what I say. Cobra's a good one.
First off, watch Cobra for just the opening scene.
Yeah.
It's,
What's the arm wrestler one?
What you mean?
For Sylvester, that one where he's like an arm wrestler.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, there's one like that too. Yeah.
I know about that one, and I know and then Cliffhanger is really good.
Yes.
Just they're straightforward.
Yep.
He's a climber.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he has to fight people.
It's an action movie.
Yeah. And Judge Dredd.
Yes, Dredd. Yeah.
Watch that. Not the.
Not the Keith Urban one.
Yeah, which I saw in theaters.
Yeah, it's very good. That's a good one as well. But watch the 80s one is just as fun.
Yeah.
It's campy. It's great.
Yeah. Anyway, man, this was a slow sports week.
Yeah.
Not too much. The post Super Bowl.
Yep. Post Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
Post All-Star break.
Right. So just kind of not much going on right now, but we were able to find some stuff to talk about. So let's get into it. Obviously, like you just mentioned, the NBA did have his All-Star weekend last week. Shout out to Tyler Hero, won the 3-point contest. Shout out to Mac McClung,
three-time
champion, tied with Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson won 3 times.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember 2. I don't remember the third one.
Yeah, me neither. Because so it's like any movie. Do you remember the third one?
Nah.
You know what I mean?
If it wasn't good, nah.
Right. Do you remember Terminator 3, Rise of the Machine?
Nah.
I barely remember Shrek the Third.
True.
Do you remember Matrix Revolutions? We can keep going.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
And even in Rocky, you skip the third one. We all know the fourth one.
Yeah, fourth one.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't much to do about nothing. But the big thing about the All-Star break, about the All-Star weekend, whatever, was just the continued de-evolution, the
the changing of it.
We talked about this before, and we're not gonna, because we talked about this before. I don't want to go too deep into it.
Yeah,
I want to go deep to it from we know about the whole. It's not competitive.
Right.
They don't care.
Which is a lie, by the way.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just up front, that's a lie.
What?
That it's always been some competitive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We talked about that before.
Yeah. That's a lie.
Again, I said this on the pod. I asked my dad, hey, they keep telling me back in the day, even when I was, in the 80s, 90s, like it was this great game. What say you? We didn't care.
Yep.
Okay, so it's always been like that. And honestly, if you go back and watch some of those, especially late 90s, just the All-Star weekend, bro, you could feel that like
the energy,
like there's an All-Star game that took place in Cleveland in the Gund Arena, and you can't feel
the energy.
Yeah, it's just like
everybody's like we're all just supposed to be here.
And even though some of these guys got iconic dunks, this notion that it's always been full of like studs who participate in All-Star is a fallacy.
Yeah,
because again in the 90s. Again, these guys had great dunks. Like, they're iconic.
Yeah.
But you got Harold Miner.
Yep.
You got J.R. Ryder. Obviously, everybody knows because he's the East Bay Funk dunk, right? Brent Barry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Brent Barry wanted, yeah.
No, don't know who that is.
You know Brent Barry. Right, but he was good.
Yes.
But he won it all. But he won a dunk contest.
Yeah.
When he was playing for the Clippers, he dunked inside or kind of from the free throw line.
Got you.
But it was never full of like
these high flying.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was Jordan and Kemp every year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, all right, after a while, like, okay, who.
Yeah.
So that's always annoyed me. But this All-Star game was different because it coincided with the NHL's nations, four nations face-off, right? Which included Canada, Team USA, Sweden, and Norway. Right?
I thought it was Finland.
Oh, Finland. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And obviously, it took on a greater thing because of what's happening with the climate in our country.
With the climate and the fact that there are the U.S.-Canada rivalry has been brewing for a couple years.
Yeah.
So that added a little bit more to it. Because like I said, the first U.S.-Canada game, they had like 3 fights in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, featuring St. Louis dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's happening.
Yeah.
And because of the fervor and the energy and the excitement that brought, it kind of juxtaposed what the NBA was doing. Is like, clearly one looks more fun to watch than the other, and people took that time to kind of shit on the NBA's product. Most notably, PK Subban, former NHL defenseman, great player,
Canucks, Memphis, I believe as well.
Oh, he's with the Predators, Nashville. Yeah, I think they went to the.
I think they won with him on the team.
They didn't win. I think they went to the Stanley Cup.
They did,
I believe. I mainly know him from dating Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah.
Which is that's a good cue.
Yeah.
But he took it upon himself to use this time.
Yeah.
To get on his high horse.
Get on soapbox.
Or polar bear or whatever whatever cold animal penguin. You know what I'm saying? To kind of take shots at the NBA. And what annoyed me about it was like, dog, you do realize this Four Nations thing is taking place because your All-Star game sucks too.
Yep.
If your All-Star game was great, it would still be considered the All-Star game.
Yep.
We wouldn't have had the Four Nations thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's no point in that because our All-Star game is already good. If it ain't, you see baseball, if it ain't broke, we ain't fixing it.
Baseball's the only one whose All-Star game is pretty much stayed untouched.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you change about baseball is the outcome no longer impacts the World Series.
Yeah.
They got rid of that. Because I think they realized it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, what, you gonna not sprint to the ball? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if anything, okay, the only thing that may change is obviously guys aren't gonna throw at people.
Right.
And guys aren't gonna like slide hard. But other than that, pitchers are still gonna throw hard.
Yeah,
like,
I'm still gonna pitch, and if I can hit a dinger, I'm gonna hit a dinger.
Yeah, because most pitchers know I'm only gonna pitch for what, an inning and I'm
two.
out.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna throw off my natural pitching motion
in two and maybe two series out.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing, by the way. There have been players who have like participated like in like most notably hitters.
Yeah.
Who have like who changed their swing for like the
All-Star.
Yeah, All-Star or Homer Derby, and it ended up affecting them after that.
Mm.
So like most players ain't switching nothing up.
Yeah.
So if the ball gets hit in the air, I'm gonna catch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think they realize this. Why have it affect the actual
outcome of the World Series?
It's 162 games. If you played well, you should get home field. You know what I mean? But it's like, dog, your sport.
Yeah, also sucked.
Yeah, y'all was doing little mini tournaments and all that. I've only seen one NHL All-Star game, and it was because I tore my ACL.
Mm.
And I was laid up in my grandma's house. The TV was there. There was nothing else on. It was cool.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, I wasn't like, oh my God.
Right.
Like, they're just oozing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because I think for most sports, All-Star games are useless.
Yes.
Like, for the most part. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to see a better version of this sport if I just watch the regular season game.
Right.
I'm probably going to see a better product in the regular season than I ever will at an All-Star game. Mm-hmm. So what's the point of the All-Star? Again, I get All-Star weekend. I'm fine with that. Let's highlight some of the best players in each conference division, whatever. Let's highlight them. But the game portion of it, does it really need to be there anymore?
No. And I think that's the thing that people have to start asking themselves is, why do you care?
Yeah.
Do you care because it's just kind of tradition? So it's just kind of like, I grew up, and this is how it's always been. So now I care because it's always been.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why Cheers is known anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no point.
Yep.
We don't want to see people that like. There's a reason why things end.
Yep.
Things end. New stuff takes over, right? And I think we talked about this last year. The reason for all of these All-Star games back in the day was to bring more eyeballs to the sports.
Yep.
Well, all the sports already have the eyeballs on them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get.
You're not getting extra eyeballs.
You're not getting extra fans. You know what I'm saying? This is not like Kendrick we put on the Super Bowl. Like, oh, now he about to get a boost.
Exactly.
You're not about to get a post All-Star boost. That just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's the NBA. Once after All-Star break, you get a boost anyway because now fans know the playoffs are around the corner.
Yep.
The sprint begins. A lot of the wars are going to be settled within these next couple months, whether it's MVP or Defensive Player of the Year and all that kind of stuff. Being a Defensive Player of the Year, damn Wemby, damn.
Yeah.
But the whole All-Star thing, I just think that it doesn't. The purpose it's been served.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did its job.
It's done its job.
That's the thing I think people understand is it did what it was supposed to do.
Yep. It raised the valuation of your sport. Mm-hmm. It's gotten to where it's gotten to the peak of where it needs to be now. We can do something different.
Yeah.
It's 100% okay to do something different now.
Right.
Which is why it's okay what Adam Silver's been trying to do. He's been trying to figure out, I don't need the All-Star. Like, I truly believe he thinks the way we think. I don't think I need the All-Star game anymore. What can I replace that with?
Right.
And I think he's trying to figure that out.
And that's another thing is maybe you don't replace it with nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just you just have like a, I don't know, something break, but you just do away with the thing away. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I wanted to address with the whole PK comments is, and just not that, but just for people in general is there's a reason hockey can get away with the whole Four Nations thing. We really can't. No. You know what I'm saying?
Most players are from the United States. And
we just had the Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
they're ramping up for the Olympics.
Yeah.
For next year?
Talking about is it
would it be the 2026 Winter Olympics?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're about to get ready to go to the Olympics.
Right. So it's different for them, right? So I just think that and obviously hockey still has, they still got a little bit more growing to do in general. But I just think that this notion that like, we'll just have the world team versus the USA team. It's like, okay, but I don't see the world players going out there and playing really hard.
No.
I don't see that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's not like I don't think all of a sudden they're going, because the thing about like the international players, when they go to their respective countries, the one thing they always lean their hat on is continuity.
Yep.
Chemistry. Right? I've been playing with these guys.
Yeah, I've been playing with my home country's players for the past, at least 4 years.
Yeah.
At least one FIBA trip and maybe multiple Olympic trips.
And for some of these people, they've been playing with each other since they was kids.
Yeah.
Since they was teens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you throw them hodgepodge together, they're gonna have to stick to be just gonna be just like us.
It's gonna be worse in my opinion because it's like you can't tell me that Wemby, Luka, Giannis, Embiid, like that's their starting five.
No, I mean Jokic gonna start.
Yeah.
No, they starting five probably be Shea, Luka at the backcourt.
True. Yeah.
Giannis at the 3, and then Wemby and Jokic is probably
4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, I don't like that lineup.
And then the bench starts to get
thin.
Yeah.
Maybe some Australian players.
Well, technically, Kyrie classifies as Australian. So you get him.
Yeah. Okay.
You get Sabonis.
Okay.
Sagoon. Yeah, a lot of bigs.
Not a bigs. Yeah, I'm trying to think of guards.
Bogdanovich.
Patty Mills.
Bogdanovich. Hell no. Bogdanovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts to get real.
Turkoglu.
Nah, it starts to get real. I mean, you can just start taking Canadians.
That's what. Yeah, just take a bunch of Canadians.
Yeah,
just throw all the Canadians on one team.
Dylan Brooks, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like just join the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they made it doing it. But I just don't think that it matters.
No.
And I think it's fake outrage.
Yep.
It's like you don't care that much.
You don't care that much.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it like before the All-Star break was ended. Like the last time I truly like tuned in to an All-Star weekend was in high school. Mm-hmm. Like that's probably the last time I was truly like plugged into All-Star weekend.
Well, when I was younger, I always liked the games.
Yeah.
Like not the games, like the 3-point.
Yeah.
I used to love the skills competition. I used to like the little. They used to do like the they would pair like a current player with a WNBA player with I think it was like the Shooting Stars Challenge or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and like an OG of that team or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to like that competition. So I like that stuff. I rarely cared about the actual game.
Yeah.
Because it was, and again, if you go back and watch, I remember I watched like some game, All-Star game from I forgot what, mid 2000s.
Gotcha.
Shaq's first year
with the Heat.
That
because it was like 04,
05, something like that. Yeah. And even the commentators was talking about how like these games tend to turn into like turnover fest and all that. This is mid 2000s, and you know what I mean. So it's like it's on record that the All-Star game was always a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
This notion that, and it was the same game. 3 quarters of BS. In the 4th quarter, we're gonna turn on the Jets. It was the same script every year. So if you miss me with that whole you don't care. There's no way you care this much. For why?
Why? Yeah.
Why you care? Why? Because the guys back in the day, well, they had to.
Yeah.
They had to.
Yeah, they were on tape delay.
You know what I'm saying?
We tried to get off tape delay, y'all.
Right, dog. They had to give a damn more,
Yeah.
right? The stakes was, as like De La Soul say, the stakes were high. You know what I'm saying? We can't afford an error. Well, now times have changed. It worked.
Yeah, by the 80s, it worked.
Well, I would say by the late 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once, by the late 90s, it did its job.
Yeah.
But now it just figure something out.
Yeah.
And the PK Subban's like, all right, I just thought it was lame. He took some shot. I felt like he took a shot at LeBron.
He did. 100%.
And it's like, bro, miss me with that.
Yeah.
Your sport, y'all also game is again, it sucked too.
It sucks too. Yeah.
Y'all making changes too. You wouldn't fix it if it was already great.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait for next year because I doubt this is some continuous thing.
No.
Especially if I'm a GM, I'm not about to send my player to get knocked out. You're not getting into no damn fight.
No.
You know you hurt because you got your jaw broke.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. No, we're gonna go back to normal, and we're gonna go back to not caring.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just whatever. But something you want to.
Yeah. So you sent me something on Instagram about the MLB's ending their relationship. I guess next year. I guess what it said.
Yeah, I think this season.
They're going to run out this season, but next year they're ending their relationship with ESPN,
right?
Because they don't like the coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was mutual.
Mutual. But mainly MLB was like, we're not happy with how our relationship has been,
right?
And that got me thinking. It's like, how good is ESPN at promoting games? So I spent this whole week just on YouTube, NBA on ESPN promotions. I barely found any games from the past, like. Of since 2020 to now, it was hard for me to find them promoting a game on a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Friday or something like that. 'Cause I think that's the days that they get, I believe, is Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's not like TNT.
Is that TNT?
Yeah. NBA definitely gets Saturday.
They definitely get Saturday. They get a weekday too.
Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they get. Yeah, I think we play. I think we play in the Warriors.
Okay,
yeah.
But I was just trying to find just a promotion, right? Like I don't even need to see. I don't want to see much. See,
we don't even know. That's the fact that we can't even pinpoint when this specific. Like the football, we know Mondays, Thursdays, Sundays.
Well, for ESPN, it's Monday.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But in general,
true,
like we know when the games are coming on.
Yeah.
But like, you said ESPN is Monday. Amazon is
Thursday,
and then Sunday we know during the day it's
Fox, CBS,
and then at night it's Peacock.
Yep. But I found them from 2016 back. I could find them.
Okay, did you like what you saw?
I did, from 2010 back. I liked what I saw. I liked what I saw. It highlighted who the key players were on the team, what the matchup was about, like what was at stake with this matchup. 2016, it kind of got bland. It's kind of like, oh yeah, game coming on. Couple of highlights here and there, but that's it.
That's crazy. That was a 72 and that was a Warriors 73 chase. That's weird.
Yep. I found one that had a chance music playing in the background. That was kind of nice.
Okay.
But it was just the NBA on ESPN. It wasn't promoting the game. But that was weird. I'm like, wow, is ESPN, the entertainment sports network, good at promoting sports anymore? And that's from what you can think of in your as we've both been watching ESPN for years. When did they lose their steam in promoting sports?
It's something. So the issue with answering that question is, I don't really have another thing to compare it to.
Yeah.
I was too young for NBA or NBC,
Yep.
right? So I can't compare it to them. Now I can go back and check, and obviously I think it's NBA or NBC promotion was far.
Yeah.
Hell, the hype packages were far
Yeah.
superior than what you see on ESPN. But it's if that's all I know, then it's all I know.
Right.
Because TNT don't do that.
They don't
job
do that
either.
much better. Yeah.
So it's like it's just that's all I know. Like so it's like okay, this is just kind of what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So.
But we can also compare it to another sport entertainment thing, wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling promos do a great job
Right.
of promoting the pay-per-view that you need to watch.
Right.
You can go back for years. Almost every pay-per-view promo is pretty lit.
Mm-hmm.
You do need that. I don't care if you're sports entertainment or sports. I do need people to know, hey, the game's on. You need to watch it.
Right.
Because I think that would help a lot, especially for the NBA's case of getting people excited again. Like, hey, the game's on. Come on and watch. I think, was it your team was on Thursday? Yeah, his team was on the other day. I watched them. The Cavs and Knicks played recently. It was just on. I didn't see a promotion for it at all. That's a game you think, oh, I need to promote that one.
Mm-hmm.
Cavs Knicks. We got the.
Didn't the Cavs beat their ass?
They did, but you should still promote it.
Right.
That should be a good game. But I'm remiss of seeing promotions for a lot of other sports in general. I don't think I see a lot of MLB promotion for games.
Well, clearly.
Yeah. NHL, they have a problem.
It's funny because every time it's like a running joke now on social media that when the ESPN posts like hockey, they're like, "Oh, look, ESPN posting hockey."
Exactly.
Like, every time I promise, anytime ESPN posts hockey up until like this Four Nations thing, it was that people. The first comment would be like, "Oh, look, hockey."
Yeah.
Glad ESPN remembered that they have that.
When did we lose the art of promotion in sports?
Laziness, this whole thing of where else you gonna go?
Yeah.
What else you gonna do? What else you gonna watch? You know what I'm saying?
A lot now.
And it's been one of my biggest gripes with sports in general.
Yeah, I think only the NFL still has it right.
Yeah, they do a good job. Amazon.
Yeah.
They have the knockoff version of the Annie Up song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? they get you hyped for the the game or whatever. But hell, even in Peacock, they start promoting the next game during the broadcast.
Yeah.
Next, Al Michael, next week we got this for you. I just think that it's laziness. I also think that so the league itself, right?
Yeah.
I think these entities, these companies, they take kind of direction from the league, from the leagues themselves.
100%. Yeah.
So if you aren't promoting yourself, do a great job of promoting yourself, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe the energy on our end isn't going to be there either, right? If you're not gonna, if you're the NBA and you're not on NBA TV, you're not hyping up your own stuff.
True. Yeah.
Then maybe I don't feel the need to do it either, right? Because again, these entities like ESPN and CBS and Fox, whatever, TNT, we got to remember, they bought the rights for these things for filler.
Yep.
We have a network. We have time.
Yep, to fill.
We have to fill it.
Yep.
We can't. The days of us putting Stump the Schwab on
Yeah.
and then ping pong afterwards is over.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to spend a lot of money.
Yep.
So we can just have stuff in just a catalog of stuff to fill time. So the whole you must watch this,
Fair.
we just want it on the air because
True.
we need it. We have to fill it with something, right? The difference with baseball was baseball said that's not good enough for us.
Yeah.
We kind of want we want
more.
Yeah, we want more. We want some more. We want a lot more hoopla.
Yeah.
Going into our sport, and I think with baseball is okay. Last year we had the Dodgers and the Yankees in the World Series.
Yeah.
That's momentum.
Yep.
Right. This offseason, Juan Soto went from the Yankees to the Mets. That's momentum.
Yeah.
Right. One of our biggest stars is international. Right.
Yeah.
And why am I blanking?
Shohei?
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm about to say Shohei Juan Soto.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he's about to be pitching next year too.
Yeah, so it's like right now we're and then I know, and then they've been picking up. Like attendance has been really good for baseball. They've been doing really good in the little media markets. Like, I think head to head they've been beating basketball.
Yeah.
So I think they're like, okay, we hot right now.
Yeah.
We got a nice
strike.
Little,
we got a
nice little thing going. And if y'all don't want to, and if y'all want to just do the whole, MLB tonight, and then we don't hear from y'all again until the next episode. No.
Yeah.
Like we want to be on first. We want to be talked about us on First Take too. We want to be on. Up, Get Up or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be relegated to PTI. This is 2005.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we want to, like we
didn't try to be stuck with the local radio network.
Yeah, like we want to care. We want to matter too. And if you're not gonna get the job done, then we'll find someone else to do it too. Right. And also remember, baseball is getting impacted because the whole. I forgot the name of the company that kind of like went bankrupt.
Bally.
Yeah, Bally. Bally Sports, whatever.
Bally,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. A lot of like teams are trying to figure out ways to like show their sports locally. Yeah. So now it's a lot even bigger, more emphasis on when ESPN airs the game, because now like this may be one of the few times that
people can watch
the game because of what's going on with. Well, I thought it was like something also with Diamond Sports, something like that.
But it was mainly like Bally Network. Kind of fell apart.
So it's like, bro, we really need you now.
Yeah,
and so. They still got Turner, right? So you'll still see games on like TBS and all that kind of stuff. But if ESPN, if you don't want to play ball, if you don't want to help us, then hey man, maybe it'd be best we go our separate ways. And I think that's a good call.
I think it's a good call too. Yeah, I think it's a good call, and I'm wondering if, because I think the NBA did make the right call ending their relationship with Turner and TNT.
I agree.
I
wish they. Well, I guess it's not really the NBA's fault that ESPN decided to pick up inside the NBA.
Yeah. But
gotta hate that show.
Yeah, it could have stayed dead.
Should
have stayed dead. If I'm the NBA, like, yo, you don't buy that.
Actually. Yeah, let that. Yeah,
you can pick up Kenny and Ernie, but the rest, nah.
Yeah.
But I do think the NBA needs to make that, make it clear, like, hey, we do want better coverage now. Like I need some analysts who are going to prop up the game. So. Draymond, no, sorry, you can't have an analyst role. You're getting grumpy old man on us. Vince, I'm good. Some of these other coaches who are not helping get the energy up. Go ahead and we're good. We're good. And start putting some pressure. Like you own the relationship. Put some pressure on it.
I also think that if you're on. Like if you're an analyst or if you're a commentator, whatever, broadcaster, it will behoove you to do your best to uplift a sport, right? Because you're tied to it.
Yep.
Right. There are some analysts who are literally there. Like Brian Windhorst comes to mind, where he's just he's just there for basketball, right? So it will behoove you to, and I think he does a good job.
I think Brian Windhorst is probably the best analyst. Him and I think Tim Legler does a good job.
Yes.
And guy who just got fired.
Zach Lowe?
Zach Lowe. I think Zach Lowe was also one of those guys.
I like Ramona Sherb.
She's good too, yeah.
But and Shanae's good too.
Yeah.
But I just think it will behoove you to, like, hey guys, like behind the scenes, hey man, can we get some, can we get some hype packages going?
Yeah.
Can we, can I shoot some stuff where, you can take it upon, honestly, and this is my days of journalism.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can take it upon yourself, dog.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let me grab some people. Let's get a hype package.
Yeah, man. Trust me, dog. You can never. One thing you learn in the world of the arts, you can never not have enough in your portfolio.
True.
You can never not have enough in the arsenal. You know what I'm saying?
True.
As long as it's good.
Yeah.
As long as it's good,
people gonna be watching. Yeah.
They'll air.
I like
you know
that,
what I'm saying? Like, so go shoot something.
Yeah.
Shoot. You talking over. You know what I mean? Maybe y'all edit some game footage and you slow it down.
And you do a voiceover for it.
You throw a current. Maybe you throw a hip hop song in or whatever. And you talking over it and you getting everybody hyped for the game or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe you play Don't Sweat the Technique in the background. You slow it down. Some fire. You know what I mean? Some fire. And then coming up, Ja Morant versus Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Battle for something. You know what I mean? Like something that gets, like, okay, damn, I gotta see.
I gotta watch this.
Let's see what Ja ain't get. All right, cool. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it going. You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't think, and this is where I agree. I don't think it's on. I think when we watch games, we see the passion on the court. Right?
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards was just chirping with Houston.
You saw KD was about to he about to fight Chris Paul.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like so the energy on the court is there,
except in Philly. But yeah,
except in Philly. Yeah. That's a different story.
At least on the basketball side.
Yeah,
football side they lit.
Yeah,
they still drunk from the
still drunk from the Super Bowl parade. But that click harness that like you said, like go ahead somebody, I don't care who. Get something. Get. Like rivalries aren't dead. Basketball players love to talk.
Yeah,
they gonna chirp. Feed into that. It's okay. It's okay.
Create one.
Yeah,
I create one.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'll throw some promo out there, edit it, match it up. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't got a problem with somebody. Really?
That's what you said.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? You know. Hey, do with that what you will.
You might need to handle that on
You're
the
right.
court.
You got to do something.
You got to do something about that.
What did Magic Johnson say on that document? You better get him back.
Yeah.
You better get him back.
You
know, God, I love Magic.
He's an instigator for real.
Bro, imagine somebody. I wonder if he actually made that. They was like in the real game. Imagine on a fast break here.
Y'all be so mad. See, I understand why they fought in the 80s, though. If guys like Magic was on the court, I'm going to have to fight you. Disrespecting me out here.
Yeah, they was wilding, bro. The 80s game would start.
It's close. Game tip off.
Right. Like, dang, bro. Can I, that's like hockey. They get right through, you know. But I just think that it comes down to, do you care?
Yeah.
Right? Like basketball for me, like, I care.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy who, like, when I was younger, I swear to God, my dad would do this, right? My challenge would be like, you know what? Since you know it all, name me all this is the college sport, but name all the teams and all the conferences.
Whoo.
Mind you, he did it. He could do it. He could do it. You know what I'm saying?
As a kid, I'm like, woo,
you know, it took me a while. After a while, but before, luckily it was pre the era where they were just changing conferences.
Right. Yeah.
Right? But like that was in me. You know what I'm saying? Memorizing all the teams, and that was one point where I used to be able to go like. Now I can name all the teams and go about 8, 9, 10 deep per team. You know what I'm saying? Nice. And I didn't play 2K.
You're right.
This is just me watching the game and looking at the box scores constantly and just want to keep posting what's going on. So for me, I care.
Yeah.
So like if you care about a sport really and not the money, but just the joy and the passion and love for seeing, the product itself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a movie, right? If you're into filmmaking, you're into films and all that, like you're gonna do that anyway.
Yep.
You're not gonna need to be paid. You just it's in you.
Yes, I love it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just love it for the love of the game.
Right. That's why you see these actors. There's a reason why they act. They do an art film and they 60-some years old.
You
bro,
would
they
be
care.
surprised how many actors, like when they not doing movies, are doing stage plays.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why actors they may hate certain aspects of making films, but at the end of the day, it's what they love to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Yeah, I hate traveling to 3 different continents to promote this movie because it's a slog.
Yeah.
But you know what? I want the film to do well.
Yep.
So I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna put on a good face. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna answer these questions. I've been asked for the 20th time or whatever. Yeah. But I'm gonna do it, right? Because it's what needs to be done.
Yep.
And I think at the end of the day, if you're ESPN, TBS, Turner, Amazon, Peacock, Fox, CBS, whatever, whoever. If you care, then show it.
Show us.
And I think that's the thing is all fans want to know is we want to be able to feel that you care too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And this goes beyond the athletes.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep.
It's a whole thing.
It's on the in-game announcers. It's why radio guys still have a job. In sports, because I can turn on the radio broadcast for a team. I can tell he cares.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see it on the national media side too. That's all. I just want to see it on the national media side.
I'll end it with this. There's a reason why maybe it's because the Oscars are rolling around, but I like comparing stuff to movies. Yeah. There's a reason why at the Oscars everybody pretty much has like is up for an award.
Yeah.
When it comes to like each department.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Lighting.
From like
to
imagine
music.
if the lighting guy didn't give a damn.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You would tell. You could
know
tell.
what I mean?
You could tell.
Like was this filmed in a bunker? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, imagine if the costume people didn't care. Like, damn, y'all just went to the thrift store, huh?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
y'all
saying?
went to Party City to get these.
Right.
Costumes.
Like, nah, bro. Like the person who makes the costumes, they care about that. So I'm gonna make sure that this wardrobe fire.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The writer, he cares.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Screenplay matters.
Yeah, all of it. Like I care.
Yep.
Even the producer, I care. You need an extra $50 million.
I'm gonna get that for you. I got you.
I got it because I care. I want the film to do well.
Yep.
Here we go. I'm gonna do my job. This is why I'm here.
Yep.
The sound. Imagine if the sound guy didn't give a damn.
Facts. It'd be extra loud in one scene and just dip to the
right. It'd just be muffled. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you watch a film and everybody cares, it shows. That's how you get an Avatar.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you get a Titanic.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay. Everybody showed up to play today.
Everybody stepped up to make this product.
Yeah, everybody showed up to work on their A game, and we got the results that we got. I think with sports, it'd be nice if we got that every time.
Yep.
But anyway, that's all the time we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me on Facebook at Bryce Oding. Follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Oding. Bryce Cohen Tell him.
On Twitter, Bruce Leroy.
And remember, you hear from the horse's mouth. Listen to Ask What Told You. We out. Peace.